Judge Mazaponte.
Present.
Commissioner Jose Odena.
Here.
Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Here.
Commissioner Julissa Talamantes. Here. Commissioner Darrell Guardado.
Here.
I'm here. Okay.
We do have a quorum. Pledge allegiance and salute the Texas flag.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Testimonial oath of presenters, please be advised as you are today you are under oath. 1.5 public comments.
I have one. Last week, the guys got the training at the landfill for the truck grinder. So hopefully by this week, Wednesday, we should start taking in brush in the mornings till noon. We need to keep in mind that we get 20 tons a day. And then Fridays, we can decide how much we have left to play with it. Wednesdays and Fridays, we only have one truck. So that's why I decided at 5 that it would be best to do Wednesdays and Fridays. Because Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we have all 3 trucks running, at times 4.
When did you say Commissioner?
Wednesdays and Fridays.
But that's going to be the first day that you take it.
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday?
Commission.
Monday.
Real quick.
Public comment.
You can discuss.
I forgot.
I'll
Any
put it
other-
on the next Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
Any other agenda? Any other public comment, excuse me? 1.6 approval of meetings of February 17, 2026.
Subject to any corrections, so moved.
I got a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? The motion carries. 2.1, informational, county clerk's office will be closed for all non-election related business on Tuesday, March 3rd.
That's pretty straightforward. All our clerks will be on hand for elections, and so our vitals office and criminal department will be closed for requests for birth certificates, et cetera, things like that.
Thank you. 2.2, we do have an addendum, a presentation by Schneider Electric. Mr. Garcia, is he here? Is this here? Is it over here?
Is he here?
Good morning.
Morning.
My name's Aaron Garcia, and I'm with Schneider Electric, and thank you, Judge, for having us here, and the Commissioners. Today I wanted to present a little bit about our company and what we'd like to maybe come and do for the county. I got a chance to meet some of you at a couple of conferences late last year, and I briefly told you a little bit about what we do, and I thought I'd come by and do it formally. So first, I'd like to see if we're all able to see this document. If not, I get.
We don't have that attached.
Yeah, we don't have to.
It's right here, sir.
Oh, yes, it is right here. It's the first, it's with the line item. Yes, sir, we have it.
Can I have a copy? Let's see it.
Yes. I'm going to pass out this one, other one that I do not send. So the purpose of the presentation today is just to kind of share what we've done for many other communities, other counties, cities, school districts that we've worked with, and tell you a little bit about the program that we work under. So Schneider Electric is a energy service company. We do projects under a procurement method called performance contracting, which is the government code 302 that has to do with municipalities. We act as a design and engineering group. We also do construction management, financial services, support services, and then we also include a performance guarantee and outreach and engagement towards the community. A lot of the scope of the work that we focus on is utilities. We do a really good job coming into our customers' buildings, and we take a good snapshot of your current state of operations, and then for electric, water, gas, anything that has to do with utilities and usage, we evaluate where you're currently at with your buildings and your infrastructure, and then we come back with a good plan on whether we can help reduce those costs on utilities. And then the way our program works is we're able to monetize those savings. So for example, we come in, look at all the buildings, and we determine that you have an opportunity to save, let's say, 30% off of your utility costs. So that 30%, whenever you round it up, all the utility costs is a cost to the county. So let's say it's $100,000 in savings off of your utility costs. What we do is the procurement and program that we work under allows municipalities to monetize that over a 15 to 20-year period. So let's say it's 100,000 times 20 years. That's $2 million worth of improvements that the county has an opportunity to upgrade your inefficient equipment, whether it's in the electrical side, water side, or gas side. Most of the time, it's going to be on the water and the electric. So now a lot of your buildings that may need improvements and you want to modernize them, you're actually taking those savings to help fund these projects versus having to take out money from your budget. The nice thing about that is that you get to do a lot more up front versus having to go out for bonds and borrowing money that's going to raise taxes and stuff like that. We've been around in this particular program. We've been doing it over 32 years. We've done over 1,000 projects nationally. We've got offices in the Rio Grande Valley, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, all the major cities. We've got offices. So we're not a small company, we're a global company. And we've done many different projects throughout Texas. On the back side of that form I was asking you about, it has a snapshot of a few Texas customers. Travis County, that first one, you can see that we did a project a few years ago. That project total cost was around $27 million, but they had a total cost savings of $2.8 million per year. So over the course of the time that the project is ongoing, they're saving over $2 million a year in savings to pay for the project. City of Houston, City of Dallas. Locally, Webb County is also one of our good customers. We did a $7.7 million project a few years ago, and they're saving $244,000 a year in savings. We're currently working with Uvalde ISD. We're doing our 5th project there for the school district. We're currently working with Maverick County. We're in the development with their county. developing the scope of the work. And so what's the next step is I've got there should have been a form that I sent. It's called a letter of interest. And what we'd like to do is if the county's interested, no cost, no obligation, we'd like to come in. I'll bring a team of a couple of engineers. We'll go through your facilities. We'll learn about what your priorities, what your goals are, what some of the projects that meet the criteria of what we're looking for, which is typically air conditioning, lighting, building automation controls, building envelope, which is roofing, buildings that may be leaking a lot of air conditioning through the gaskets throughout the windows, and we look at everything. So we come back and then about 3 months from now, we'll come back with a full report and let you know what that opportunity is. If you're doing well, then we'll shake hands, say thank you for the opportunity, letting us to come by and look at your county, and we'll tell you, hey, you might be able to do this or that, but there's really not a bigger project that's going to make sense, but you can do improvements here and there. We'll give you those tips. Now, if there's a good project, we're going to come back and tell you about what the next step would be for that. After we've completed that stage, that's whenever we'll get into a contract with the county. We're an approved vendor through TIPS in our local purchasing system and a couple other cooperative purchasing programs. So if y'all decided to move forward with those recommendations that we come back at the preliminary audit, which is this next phase at no cost or obligation, that preliminary audit, we determine, hey, there's a good project here. Then the county, we get into an agreement to start the design work, putting the design together on how to address these projects. And then at the same time, we're helping the county not only with developing the projects, but we're going to also look for grants, opportunities out there for low interest funding to help pay for that project as well. So at this time, I'll open it up to any questions that you might have.
So you said that you are the project manager, the engineer, and then and you said you offer three services in one.
So if you're familiar with design build,
Okay.
this program is a design build program with a guaranteed savings attached to it. So the government code 302 that I was telling you about, if you research that, if you just Google that, it'll give you all the procurement guidelines on how we work. But we act as we project manage it, we design it, and we construct it. And then at the end, let's say we did come back with a 30%, we identified 30% utility savings. The unique thing about our program versus your typical design bid build contracting is that we'll come back and we're going to guarantee that if we found 30%, you're going to see 30% every year. If you don't see the 30% savings, we're on the hook for the shortfall. So let's say 30% was $100,000 and we only saved you $75,000. So now Schneider's on the hook for the other $25,000. We're going to have to pay the county because we didn't hit the mark. But that doesn't happen very often. Our engineers are really good at what they do. And I mean, it's happened before, but we'll come back and figure out, okay, what is it that we missed that the calculations didn't come out correctly. But all the risk falls on our company and through our program to make sure that we deliver the savings that we said you were going to do.
And as far as and I know that you mentioned that you started some projects in the area, how about buildings that are existing?
Yeah, those are the buildings that we do the best and the most work with, are your older buildings that need improvements. Like this building here, this is a brand new building. We're probably not going to find too much stuff in this particular building. There might be some recommendations, I would imagine, based on the building automation controls and your air conditioning scheduling. Maybe there's some savings there. but most likely this building's gonna be pretty good. But so we'd be focusing more on your older buildings, any areas that you use a lot of water as well. I think I saw y'all have a golf course, don't you? So that could be an area that we can look at too for what are some ways to improve on savings of water.
And then I know that you mentioned that you said, if you can just go back, you mentioned bringing down a team of engineers. What would that cost the county to do that, to overlook a project?
For this first phase, it's a no cost, no obligation, which there should be a letter of interest. Let's see.
Yes, it's the first page.
It looks like this. So if you look at the very top, it's bold on there, that no cost, no obligation to allow us to come in, and we're gonna come and look at your facilities. We're gonna request data, your electric bills, water bills, gas bills if you have any. And then we'll evaluate that, and then we'll coordinate with your operations team here with the county to schedule a day, maybe 2 days, that I'll bring 1 or 2 of my engineers. And then we'll go target the buildings that together we determine the better buildings to go look at. And then it takes about 3 months, 2 to 3 months, we'll be back and we'll present that information, like what our recommendations are.
And then the final inspection, like on the projects, is that something that you offer, or do y'all guys forensic audit?
Say that again?
Like a forensic audit of the projects? Is that something that y'all guys do directly, or is that something that you contract out to have people come and like, just make sure that the entire process went through correctly?
Okay, you're talking like you might be talking about a third-party engineer. Yes, by law, that's a good question. By law, through, once we get into not this phase of it, because this is the preliminary audit just to determine if there's even a project to do. And let's say we move forward into the design phase, once we get to 90% of the design, that 90% of the design has to go to a third-party engineer that the county will choose, and they will review the scope of the work that we put together. They'll also review the calculations of the savings that, and I keep bringing 30%, because that's about what we typically find. They'll review that, so your third-party engineer will evaluate to make sure that what we came up with is correct, so you'll have the assurance that what we're proposing is correct.
Okay. Those are all the questions I have.
Imagine. Mr. Garcia, so looking over your schematic on what you presented right now, I think this is just my personal opinion. I think it's something really important that as large entities like the county, the city perhaps even, should actually take into consideration with the issues we're having here recently with the grid and the utilization of electricity within our area. We're in a rural area, and I think anything we can do to try to be efficient is definitely a positive move on our part. I want to thank you for bringing this presentation up to us.
Thank you.
Mr. Garcia, if there's no grant that would fund this, that we didn't qualify for any reason, how much is the total cost?
That would be determined in the next phase of the work. So first we need to determine if there's an opportunity for a scope of work that can be improved throughout the county. And then once we get into the next phase, which is the detailed audit or the design phase, in that phase, we'll come back at about 30%, 60%, and 90% presentations to the county. And that's when we're developing the cost of the project. And then we're also developing the guaranteed savings of the project. So we won't know until we get into, just like if you brought in engineering, you hire an engineer and you say, hey, we want to build this. Well, they start doing some schematics and give you some budget numbers, but until they actually start designing, you're not going to have the total cost at that time. So let's say when we're in about 30 to 60% of the design, we should have a good idea of more or less where the budget number would be at. So let's say it's a $2 million project. Then during that 30, 60, 90, we're gonna help the county, if there's any grants that are out there, we're gonna help you apply for those. Then we'll work with your financial advisor to find out what's the best way to get the funding. So let's say y'all decided, let's say there is no grants available during that period, and you have to, and you go out for, let's say, a certificate of obligation for $2 million. The key of this project is to find enough utility savings in this project to pay for the yearly note of that $2 million over a 20-year period. So whatever your payment is over that 20-year period, we'll guarantee, hopefully, if the project pans out correctly, there'll be enough savings to either offset the cost of the payment or 100% pay for the project.
I got one.
Go ahead.
The county has a couple of older buildings, and the majority, that most of them are maybe 5, 6, 7 year old that they have to be built. How would that benefit with the comparison to the old buildings in saving the cost? And the other one is, if there's grants, do you look for the grants, and is there a finder's fee, or is just a grant that'll cover Dimmit County?
Yeah, so in the grants, we're just a support for you. Usually a lot of the grants that come out that are available require some type of background information when we're submitting for the application. So we should have, and if not, we'll develop the information needed to help the county submit that application. A lot of the basic stuff is going to come from your office, but the technical side of it will support you there. There is no, that'll all be part of the package that we move forward. And we do not, you get 100%. If the grant's, $1 million grant, I mean, the way we get paid is we're a design build contractor with a performance guarantee. So just like any construction project that you've done, it sounds, there's a lot more to this that I'm talking about, but it's to make it simple, just like any construction project, we're going to come in, give you a price at the end of the development. Let's say it's $2 million. Well, we have our percentage in that $2 million for the engineering and the construction.
Did you understand the question?
The first one I wasn't too clear.
We have like new buildings that built maybe about 5, 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's enough where you can find like a deficiency on the light usage. And the old buildings that we had, they're fixing to become a couple of buildings, new offices.
Got it. We'll take.
So what would be the same, I know it's hard to say,
Yeah.
but would it be beneficial where we're gonna have to look at? You say like, for example, the courthouse might find very minimal,
Mhm.
but if all the buildings are very minimal, would it be worth the cost to look into it?
That's what in this first phase.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We're willing to take the risk at no cost or obligation and come
Okay.
and see if there's anything
So
available.
the first part, Commissioners, is this document right here where it's the no financial obligation. So they'll go look at everything without
So-
them charging the
No,
county.
that I understood, but if it's feasible for you all to.
And that's a good question. I mean, most of the time, a lot of times we'll find good opportunities in some of the newer buildings that are 5 to 7 year old buildings. Because what happens, a lot of cities, counties, if they built those buildings through your traditional design bid build type of approach, a lot of times we're finding out that the buildings were value engineered because they were over budgeted at the beginning. I mean, they came out over budget versus what you thought they were going to be, and a lot of that had to do with change of, pandemic came, and then a lot of pricing went up and things like that. So what we're finding is that even newer buildings, sometimes there's good opportunity there because They were value engineers, so some of the equipment that was installed was not your most efficient equipment. So there's a possibility we could find opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you.
3.1, approval of bonds. No action. 3.2, monthly report from Constable Precinct 1, Mr. Rudy Lopez for the month of February 2026.
Morning.
Morning.
Submit the Richard report.
Excuse me?
I submit the Richard report and I will present the report.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, it's in here. Also, the racial profiling report that's mandated is also in there. Any questions of Constable Lopez?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
3.4, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Andres Arambula for the month of February 2026. Commissioners, I'm going to respectfully request this item to be tabled. Furthermore, advising the court that some of you may or may not be aware, but Constable Arambula had a health situation that required surgery. He did advise me and my office that he will be out for some time, and due to that injury, his policing, if you will, and his reports will be minimal. He's asking for them to be tabled.
Motion to table.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? We have two, on those two items, there's a no vote by Commissioner Talamontes, she stepped out. .5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 3, Mr. Robert Valderas for the month, Juventino Torres for the month of February 2026. Morning, Constable.
Yeah, racial profiling report, I'll get it for the next one. We're informed by chief code, it's mandated now, so.
Is there a deadline for that, Constable?
We was want that, right, chief code, they mentioned, just get it submitted to us.
If you want, if you can put it on the, for the next agenda item, in the next Commissioner's Court. Any questions of Constable?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Yeah.
Just man, Constable, thank you for yesterday,
Yes,
assisting us with traffic and the other deputies, so we want to thank you for that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.6, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 4, Mr. Manuel Rosas and Connie Estrada for the month of February 2026.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
On this one, Constable, it's just yours, your report, right? Not Connie's?
Connie should be there.
It's on the bottom, on the right.
I know I submitted it before the deadline.
Right.
On the,
I know that's Giovanni's.
I only see yours.
oh.
Yeah, I only see yours and Giovanni's.
Apologize for that.
I'm looking at the email right now.
Did you print out Connie's? Huh? Wants to be. Thank you. You have a question, Commissioner? You have a question?
I'm just gonna be not sure.
No,
Constable,
there's no racial profiling on Constable Valderas. Do you have your racial profiling?
No, as I was talking to Mr. Valdez back there, since I took continuing education, I'm not aware of the
The mandated?
mandated. I won't take mine till next week.
so you have it available, or do you study time to like look into it to prepare?
No, I have mine available. I submitted mine to the state, but like I said, this is something new to me for the continuing education. I know they took theirs last week, so I haven't took that to learn that we have to submit to. Does that make sense?
So you can get it submitted to the court at the
I
next,
can get it submitted to this.
next agenda.
I think it's Mike's side too.
Mr. Castaneda?
Is Mr. Castaneda here?
Caroline?
He stepped out.
Okay, can you come check him out for me?
Yes.
Just.
Are you waiting for a motion, Judge?
I'm waiting for them to fix the mic.
Three.
You fixed it?
Yes, yeah. This one.
We need a new 30 bed all the way down.
Yeah, it keeps going.
We need a new one?
Older thing keeps dropping down.
Maybe the mic might be too heavy. Any questions of Mr. Rosas, Constable Rosas?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Talamontes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
3.7, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Extension Agent Ms. Alyssa Cruz for the month of February 2026. And 3.8, monthly report from FCH Agent Ms. Carissa Munoz. I'm respectfully requesting a motion to table.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Rotary Arena Event Coordinator for the month of February 2026.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I know that we spoke last about the contracts for the Alanis Park. Did we ever get those updated on the rental agreements?
He came Friday to sign a contract and make his payment.
No, not for the lead. Remember, we had some clarifications that we were making based on nonprofit. Did we ever get that?
Yes,
related to the?
Yes, I clarified that with,
What did we update the paperwork is?
I haven't updated the contract, I haven't done anything with the contract, because I wanted to make sure we got payment solidified, prices solidified, all of that before I made any changes to the contract.
Okay.
And is that something that you want me to send to your office for approval before it goes out?
No,
or-
not approval, just confirmation, just so that I know that it was done. But whatever we said here in court is done. Usually it's done.
Okay.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera and a second by Commissioner Talamontes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
3.10, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Golf Course for the month of February 2026.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Any questions from Mrs. Hyman?
So moved.
There are no questions. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion.
Ms. Jaime, I want to applaud you. I saw some of the golfers that come from Uvalde and around the area, and they talk very highly of you and the golf course, the maintenance and all that you do, and your work. I applaud you guys for that.
Very good. We had some people from Chicago ride on bikes, and they stopped Monday, and Monday we're closed, so we stopped by, and they said that they had heard through the grapevines that that was the best golf course within the area, and I said, unfortunately, we're closed on Monday.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Thank you. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action, report from Grants and Planning, Emergency Management, Ms. Selena Rodriguez.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good
Morning.
morning.
I know that we secured the letter to apply for the,
Do you have questions, Commissioner?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I know we secured the letter to have, to apply for the OLS funds. Did we do that after all?
Yes, I just sent out an email reminding those departments that haven't given me their wish list yet. The deadline is on the 12th.
That's great. And how are we doing with our percentile of our, the 90% for us to be able to qualify for the
I
grant?
know through the sheriff.
But we're still delayed on that?
We would have to ask Mr. Gonzalez and the sheriff, because that 90% commissioner comes from the number of cases that have been prosecuted. So that number, we would have to get it from,
87%?
they're at
87% sure?
So we need to be ready.
And the only reason that I'm asking, because I know that we're applying for all this and we have the letters, but then we're still gonna be on hold for receiving any funds until that percentage comes up.
Yes. Good question.
I know, just leave them, I love that we're applying for grants and that we're bringing through so much through grants, and I applaud you for, I know that I got to work with you hand in hand for the IT department. So I thank you all that you do and as much as you put in to try to learn about the department, to make sure that you're advocating for as much as we can get pulled in through grants. But I do know it's a process that goes through different counties, so I just wanted to see where we were at on that. But I do know that it's not your office or department that decides whether they come here or they don't come here.
Any other questions?
Ms. Lindy,
Yes.
did we ever do the one for the ambulance?
Yes.
Has it been approved?
No, it's still pending.
Okay.
That one will be on my next quarterly
The
report.
next one.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona and a second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.12, discussion and appropriate action, approval to accept the LEPC Local Emergency Planning Committee grant. Excuse me.
So this grant, we were awarded $6,338. I don't know if you guys are aware, I know Commissioner Talamantes has attended one of our meetings, and Mr. Carmona. We just started a LEPC committee here in Dimmit County, a local emergency planning committee, which is required through Texas Department of Emergency Management. This grant is funding us a laptop, a tablet, and 2 satellite phones.
A laptop, a tablet, and 2 satellite phones?
Yes, ma'am. For the amount of $6,338.
Any questions?
And those would be under you.
Yes, ma'am.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
3.13, discussion and appropriate action, approval for tax assessor collector Mary Sandoval and Chief Deputy Bettis to attend the Texas School Assessors Association workshop in San Marcos, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Are there any questions? I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you. I just want to add, tomorrow my office will also be closed for regular business, just for election information. But we'll put a sign up on the door. Thank you.
Thank you.
3.14, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Commissioner Precinct 1, Jose Uranda, to attend the Solid Waste B Supervisor course in Austin, Texas.
Judge, I put this on the agenda and doing a little research, I contacted CCEQ in Austin. And based on, as you, some people may know, you have to have a minimum years of experience with landfill operations to be able to qualify to take the courses and the tests. And based on my background of certifications through TxDOT, they were able to allow me to take the course and perhaps even once I finish the course, take the test. And that would give us basically an opportunity to have a licensed individual within the county at no cost to the county. Not that it would take over, but at least we'd have a second person licensed in case that we ever run into a situation that we did here in the past year.
Judge, or Mr. Pereira, I have a question. Are we allowed to get any elected official certified under our?
As long as it's for the county, yes.
Because I remember with the CDL, we couldn't send him because he was an elected official.
But that was, I guess I could check into it. I could verify.
May I?
To make sure that if it's allowable.
I could
Yeah,
get
go
a question. I would for her, yeah.
Because if it's allowable, in that case, we can send the workers that are there too, to get certified. That are running the line.
I think you said you have to have certain requirements.
Have you-
You have to have certain
I know for
experience.
Class B is 2 years experience. For Class A, which is what we are required, that's what we have is a Class A, that's 4 years experience.
You're saying that in the class A? Okay. So,
Our landfill is A, Title A.
yeah, so it's type 1, right?
Yeah.
So, I do remember, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Commissioner.
I do remember when we didn't approve for him to get certified through training for the CDL was because the argument at hand was that he didn't just operate the CDL for the county, he also did it for the school district. And because of that, they said that we couldn't pay for it because if we were gonna pay for it, basically that was gonna be used for other purposes. But, Commissioner, you're saying that with having this certification, what does that mean for the landfill? What is that gonna offer the landfill?
The certified individual within the county that can operate the landfill without having to pay.
So it'd be like with Miss Brenda?
Correct.
Oh, exactly, so you would be able to take in and kind of extend the hours that we're not
Well,
getting.
it's not necessarily for that, it's just to be able to monitor and manage the landfill legally.
Okay,
Under the state of Texas, you have to have a license to perform the audits, the in-house audits and, for the landfill. So,
okay.
May I?
Go ahead.
I have a concern about the fact that I think if anything, it'd be the employees take the course. Even though we're using the city right now as the manager for the landfill. Not to say, but what if we take the course and then we're not here for the next 4 years? It still throws us back to square one, where we're not gonna have somebody certified to run the landfill. So my opinion only is I'd rather send employees to start getting the classes and training while we have the city using their license. Because it is hard, again, for us elected officials to get certified and then being thrown out because of something that goes wrong. And then we're gonna be back to where we're gonna lose that elected official or whatever. But look what I went through, for example. So what happens now that if something goes wrong based on that, it's gonna create chaos.
Well, like Commissioner Talamantes said, it would have to be used basically only for county purpose.
I understand,
So that would be the same thing.
but
And I will check.
Mayor,
This-
Mayor,
Go, you may, go ahead.
so here's the situation. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm just one vote. I'm trying to do something that can possibly, just to be clear, benefit the county. I understand Commissioner Carmona's concern. There's pros and cons to everything that we do and we take action on. On the other hand, you know, we could send, I'm all for sending employees, but based on his concern, what if the employee gets a license and decides to quit the following month?
See, you're in the same situation. You're in
It
the
can
same
happen either way,
situation.
but then, hold on, let me finish, Commissioner. So the other thing, and the best thing about this is, I'm willing to do it at no cost to the county. If we send an employee, we have to pay the county to utilize his license, when we're saving the same boat that we're in now. So, I'm just putting it out there, that's the situation. I don't have to go, it's no big deal, I just put it, I'm trying to help the county, and if it's not simple enough, then we just continue what we're doing the way we're doing.
Judge May?
You may.
So, I think that it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea because we have to remember, as Commissioner Uranda just stated, our employees, they're at-will employees. There is no commitment to us when we get them trained and certified. I know that with, you know, other training certifications that we get, they have to sign a contract and be with the county for a certain amount of time. But all these other trainings that we're going to, there's no commitment that these individuals have to the county. So we have a commissioner that has a sworn commitment to the county that is willing to get certified in that department. What happens if something happens to the only person that we have at the landfill? Because if y'all guys can recall as well that there was a lot that went around and we were limited on the people that we were able to select. That's why we chose to share with the city, because not everybody carried this qualification. So if we have a commissioner that has a sworn commitment to the board that is willing to get their certification at the county's cost and provide these services only to the county, because there's not many other landfills, he can't use the certification for anywhere else. I think that it would be in the best interest of the county to get him cross-trained, especially because he does oversee the utilities department, to just add extra coverage. Now, after he does it and commissioner decides to send another employee to get trained, then that's very well as well. But right now, we're limited to only one person because only one person in Dimmit County carries that qualification. I would think that I would motion to approve only because I do see it in the best interest of the county in the long run. Motion to approve.
Mr. Pereira, you said it can be done, correct?
Come again?
It can be done?
I would have to check. Yeah. I'll verify that and make sure that it can be.
So motion to approve based on the stipulation that Mr. Pereira double checks to make sure that it's legally possible.
And let me make this sure, you're gonna pay for it, or?
We're gonna pay for it. It's
The county pay for it.
It's $756.93.
Oh, and just before I forget, just to be clear, we
Is it
could
possible?
send employees, but they have to have minimum 4 years.
And that was my question, that was my.
To this.
That was my question
To
too.
this training, Judge, anybody can go. We can send the employees that work at the landfill, because this is just a course to let them know what it is going to be. Once they apply for the license, that's when they need the requirement, the 2 years and the 4 years. This is just a regular course. It's not to get their license. It's just a course.
Well, that-
Afterwards,
This is
they
my,
have to
that was
go
my
to
question.
TCQ.
Give me 1 second, Commissioner Roca. That was my question, because you said this is a supervisor course, correct?
No, this course is the course you take this course to prep you for the test.
Okay. But in order for you to take the test, you have to have
Yeah,
so
you have
much
to-
experience, and that's what
I
you're
have
saying
the
you have.
numbers. I've got the number and I've got the lady that I spoke to, and I had to send her a resume of my background, and with all the certifications and the certification numbers to them, and she had to do the background check on me, called me back and said, yes, you do qualify to take the test.
You have a,
My thing is, I don't see why we should be paying for the course. If that's a license
each of us wants, because we're elected officials, we should pay out of our pockets. We can send to the training, I don't have the problem, but the test would be, anybody that wants to take the test, pay out of pocket, because what to say 2 years from now, we're not here anymore, or next year, we're not here. So we're paying for something that they're gonna get a license for the county, and then once they're let go, they're gonna use it. So if they want it, to me, I don't have a problem with any elected official getting certified for anything, as long as they pay out of their pocket.
I think,
This is just a training,
The training,
so we can pay for the
The
training.
training, we can pay for the training, but once they take the license, that should be out of their pocket, out of anybody's elected official's pocket. But that's a
You-
license
you
they're
have to
gonna
pay
get.
to
and
take
they
the
can use
test?
it elsewhere.
You have to pay to take the test?
I believe there's like a $500 fee.
Because yeah, because and then if he gets the license, he carries the license and he holds on to it. It'd be the same like when we get the K-9 license, they have to sign a contract with the county to stay with the county. So you're saying pay for the training to get the training done, but if he wants to take the test to become certified, then that has to be at his own cost, not at the county's cost. I think it's fine, I think that the training still, I think it still stands, if it's a step in the right direction. I mean, none of us know what's gonna happen on any of our terms of holding an office, but if it's something that's gonna benefit the county, I still do think that it's worth getting the training done on there. And if Commissioner Delgado wants to join in on that training too, since it is her department, I still have no issue with it.
Or you could put a stipulation on writing where if I, for some reason, decide to leave or not no longer commissioner, and if I'm going to keep the license, it's up to me to reimburse the county. Like we've said so many times about our people that we train for different licenses or trainings, and then they leave and go work for another department, and we got stuck with paying for their training. We would do it pretty much on a regular basis, but you can put that stipulation just to be clear.
I think that sounds fair and that sounds like a compromise, but this is just the training, correct?
This is just a training.
Okay. Motion to approve on the stipulation that Mr. Pereira double checks that he can attend this training.
A second.
Mr. Pereira, but he should be allowed to go to the training.
Yeah, I don't think there's an
There should be no
issue.
stipulation.
Okay, so
It's in the
then,
budget, it was in the
The
budget.
training isn't an issue, I think the license would be the one that would be an issue.
honestly, I feel like it's a training, if it's out there, it's a training that this whole court would benefit from going to, but, then motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Talamantes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any
And
opposition?
then the other, next commissioner's court, I'll put the landfill employees, because this is something they need to attend, because they're the ones that are at the landfill every day.
This is a great idea.
How many do we have in the
How many-
back?
How many,
So are you gonna send them all, or are you gonna send them in rotation? I guess we'll wait till you decide. Sorry.
how many oppositions? We have one opposition.
My question was, just to be clear, it's just approval of the travel.
It's just approval of travel, there's no stipulations, there's nothing, it's just approval of the travel. 3.15, discussion and appropriate action, approval to burn next to the Dimmit County landfill.
Judge, this is another item that I placed on the agenda in discussion with TCEQ also. It was, I received a lot of information that if needed, we can pass out. I don't have it on me right now. I left it on my desk. But, however, it's pretty clear we can burn, but we have to work hand in hand with our fire department for the process to be taken safely and properly. Obviously, if we're under a burn ban, we wouldn't be seeking any way to burn, but at the proper time, with the proper weather conditions, the recommendation is based on the stockpile, the pit, whatever we may have. As a municipality, we are allowed to burn outside of the landfill without any consideration of being part of the landfill. It'd be basically contacting the fire department, the fire chief, and setting it up with them where we can, if we have our own water trucks, we can set up our own water trucks, but they did recommend that that's the process. It's done, what I was explaining is done on a regular basis.
So this is to approve to burn brush now.
Correct.
Do I have a motion?
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, but do we already have that approval?
I thought we did.
We did, well,
We have-
we didn't really have a clear approval, that's why I'm putting it back out there. I just want to make it clear as water that we are gonna burn at the appropriate, we're not gonna go burn tomorrow, but once we start compiling brush, especially brush that the tub grinder cannot grind, we can pile, and whenever we do get rain, if we ever do get rain, we can, try to plan for.
So are you asking for action, or you're asking just to, informational to let us know?
Where we take action is better because at least we all agreed upon it, or we all did agree, whatever it may be.
Just Mayor,
Yes, go ahead.
I spoke to excuse me, I spoke to TCEQ, Mr., I'm gonna look at my phone right quick now, see what the gentleman's name was. With Mr. Diaz from TCEQ. And the only thing he advised me was that if the counties are, like Commissioner Odena said, if it's in a burn ban, they cannot burn whatsoever, even if we have the fire department there. My concern is that agriculture can, but this is a business. This is not an agriculture, landfill. The only concern that I have, and I know that we're not gonna be most of the time available, is because, like I've stated before, I'm not gonna stage the fire trucks there and have a controlled burn, and then all of a sudden, we have a call and leave the place unattended, and something happens, a wind or something comes by, carry those embers. Right now, we can see what's happening all over the state of Texas. And I am concerned. But if it carries an ember or something and starts burning properties, the county will be liable for whatever burns. We might have a 30, 40-foot clearance, but still embers fly a long distance. It's gonna be hard. I'll try and work with them, but unfortunately, I don't see it, and I'm gonna call it as, I'm not gonna have firefighters that are volunteers sit out there and babysit a fire when we need to be available for that. We had two fires yesterday. We happened to be putting one out, the other one happened all of a sudden, and on the next, this block down, so we were available there in that area. So we don't know how it's gonna affect it. And it's hard for me to get people to be there during work, during the week, and on the weekends, much less. So I do have a concern on that. Maybe like Odena said, one day that we get a heavy, good rain or a misting day, maybe we're able to do it. But for the time being, as dry as it is right now, I wouldn't recommend it.
Do I have a motion
What are we motioning, I'm sorry?
to approve him to burn the brush next to the Dimmit County landfill?
And to work
Not
in,
that they can,
That's what you put, that's what
it's
that
not,
is.
it's not that,
It's not at the
It's not
Dimmit
at
County,
the-
it says
it has not-
next
it has-
to.
next to the.
That's exactly what it said, Commissioner. I said exactly what you put on the agenda item. Approval to burn brush next to,
Next to the Dimmit County landfill. You have to literally go through the landfill to get into the burn.
and that's exactly what I just said,
But-
sir.
But what I'm saying is, to clarify, it's not at the Dimmit County landfill.
Nobody's saying it's at the Dimmit County. I said
Sorry, she's already
approval
said
to burn next to the Dimmit County landfill.
I know that you guys said right now that, the ag burns, so who gives approval if ag burns can burn during burn ban?
That's for TCEQ.
But I know because y'all guys said it right now, so I'm just asking for clarification because you said, during the burn ban, we can't burn even if we were to light the brush, and then judge said except for ag burns, and you said yes, except for ag burns.
Agriculture burn, they bring their own equipment, water tanks, fire trucks, whatever, it is covered by the NRCS.
But who approves the ag burns?
There's a,
The state,
The state?
or TCEQ.
So, but we don't, through our attorney's office,
when
through our
there's a burn
jurisdiction.
ban, when there's a burn ban,
I don't know.
within the county,
I don't know.
no one's.
They follow the guidelines of the state.
How
So
would
who
a
does-
burn?
Now,
Who
I can't,
assigns the permit is what I was, that's
nobody.
I can tell you, Commissioner, for a fact, when we have a burn ban or there is no burn ban,
They don't.
they don't act, I have never signed one for
No.
agriculture. I can tell you that, I've never been
So we
notified.
can't give the approval either.
No,
We can't give the approval for.
unless it rains and then it's, nobody has done burn bans, agricultural burns, except Zavala County the other day,
Yeah.
and it got out of hand
They did an agriculture one, what, last month?
last week, and it
No,
got
no,
out
I'm
of
talking
hand.
about Dimmit County had one
Yes.
last
Yes.
month.
But it was a day that they had missed.
But we don't give those
No.
permits. That
Well-
doesn't come through Dimmit County or the sheriff's office. So if we were gonna do a burn ban next to the landfill, not inside the landfill, wouldn't that be considered agriculture as well?
No,
It's
because
controlled,
it's a
it's prescribed, it's controlled, prescribed burn. It's not a business because it's not inside the land.
It's
Okay.
still, you're not using it to improve land, you're not trying, there's a difference,
What are
Commissioner.
you burning?
And I know you're trying to-
for?
But there's a difference. Agricultural burn means that the landowners have cleared the land to plant seed. The landfill, or on the other side of the landfill, is not to plant seed, it's just to burn brush. You're not harvesting the land, you just cleared it to burn. There's two differences. There's two differences, Commissioner.
There's
And then there's prescribed burn, which is for agriculture, which means that in that property, you're gonna re-harvest seed or whatever you're gonna do. They call me to do agricultural burn sometimes, because they're gonna place a building in there, and I tell them that's not agricultural burn, that's commercial. So they're aware. When I ask them, is it commercial or for reharvesting? So that, in those grounds, then that's where you make the decision. If it's for agricultural, fine, but if it's for business, you can't. That's why we go and give the citations.
And I think,
But who follows up with, when they do an agriculture burn,
I call TCEQ,
and you find out
yes.
if they have, and do you check at the facility
Yeah.
where they're burning?
They call with the certification. The Wildland and the Chaparral, they all have prescribed burners and certified.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand because right now I asked you.
It's not hard to understand.
Can
It's
you
just-
allow me to finish my question, please? Right now I asked you, do we approve for agriculture burns? And you said no, that they don't go through, they go to TCQ. Right now, you just said that they
Yes.
call you and then you call TCQ and that you allowed it. Because I was asking, what was the difference between the agriculture burning when they clear out the land and you're saying to harvest, and then from what we're doing is what I was asking. But it goes back to my same question. Do we give the approval for agriculture burns or don't we? Because you said no at first and then right now you just
I
said
follow,
that
when
you
they say that they notify TCEQ, I follow with them and they say yes.
So then
Yes.
you're the middleman that
Yes.
contacts TCQ?
Yes.
So do they assign permits for agriculture burns?
No, it's done by the ranchers. I don't have nothing to do with the agricultural burn, it's the landowners.
Well, see, that's what I was asking.
Because
because that was the
I can tell the landowner, you cannot burn because, the burn ban is in place, you cannot, that's what I can tell them. But, let me rephrase it, because you just threw a word and then you just threw me off.
sorry,
You threw me off.
sorry.
Don't, I'm trying to explain, and when they call to burn for property in building, I tell them no. When they call to say that they're gonna do an agricultural burn, even if we have a burn ban, I tell them to notify TCEQ, because they're the ones that gonna tell them. They're not really the ones that say it, but they make sure they got all the permits and water trucks and everything they need. Once TCEQ says yes, or they get it with the NRC, you can, as a matter of fact, you can call Dusty Crow and he can explain to you how it works. And they come and do their controlled burn. They never bother the fire department. They take care of themselves, they have all the equipment they need, but it's for reharvesting seed or whatever that you ever call it for ranches, agriculture, that's why it's called agriculture. Now, if you're gonna do it for business, you can't do it. Because that's one thing that I tell the ranchers right away when they call me, and they have you notified this person, are you doing it business-wise or are you doing it for agriculture. Now, if they say they're doing it agriculture and set up a building, then they can get a citation from whoever it comes out to for that purpose.
So then you secure the contract to the
I-
ag, okay. But I also did look, because I had calls whenever the burn bans in place, and I did refer them to the judge's office, because I thought the burn bans were coming through the judge's office, that the judge and the fire chief would work on them together. I know that we had a call because some people in Bibbles wanted to burn during the time that the animals were super cold, and they wanted to burn brush. And that was something that was considered as agriculture burn, is what they were notifying us. Right now, I looked up agriculture burn, and it says either controlling weeds, pests, managing plant disease, preparing feeds for replanting, reducing excess mildew, clearing crops, and for after harvest. So it's not just considered just for harvest as an agriculture burn, because
If you want me to get technical, ma'am, it's for warming. Anybody, even if we have the burn ban, if they don't have a stove or an oven or whatever, they can use heat to warm themselves. But we're talking about burning brush. We're not talking about reharvesting, saving cattle. I can tell you, yes, you can warm up your barns with the cattle with inside, but there's two differences here. One is burning brush by itself that has no purpose in reharvesting, keeping warm. I even allow them to burn when their cows are dead, so no disease can be brought up upon land. You're familiar with that? So
you allow
the
them to burn
the agriculture burn falls under a lot of categories. I can sit down for hours and tell you everything that it covers. But just to let you know,
because right now you just said that it was just
Jesus
used
Christ.
for harvesting. Now that you said that you gave approval for them to burn whenever they need to control the disease. So you're saying that you're giving the approval, when I asked you, you said that ag permits have nothing to do
ma'am,
with it.
let's just
So
move to it.
why are we giving the approval for it? But besides that, the connection that I was trying to make and I was trying to get to was that if, for an ag burn, if you're able to burn for ag to control weeds, pests, whatever the case, what is the difference between that and what we're doing with the county? Is what I'm trying
In
to
the county, we're not controlling weeds, we're burning brush. And we have,
But we're
first of
also
all,
doing-
in the TCQ, and I forgot it, but it says that if we have that mulcher grinder, whatever we have, it's recommended we do that first. And then, if it breaks or something, then we can do a burn.
But Commissioner, we're also
Ma'am,
only limited to
we're
the
gonna be
size
back
that
and
we can
forth,
put
ma'am.
into the
We're not
burn.
gonna get nowhere.
Judge Mayor?
I just,
Let's just go.
I need to,
Just want to clarify.
just
Clarify, you said you got to
from TECQ to do this, correct?
I need a motion.
Motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Uranda, second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
I have two oppositions. Motion carries.
3.16. I need to make sure, since you all approved it, who's gonna be in charge out there when it's being burned? Who's gonna have the fire truck? Who are the firefighters that are gonna be out there? These are questions that you all need to ask before we approve something, just like we did with the fire department when we let go of the fire chief. These are questions that you all need to know before we move forward with this. Thank you.
So you want us to know, I'm sorry, you want us to know, who we're gonna send out there? And what else, Commissioner, did you say?
Who's gonna be in charge when you all are doing the burning?
Who wouldn't it be the landfill and the fire
We
department?
still need the fire department.
Mhm.
We can't put the fire department there in case there's an accident, they need to leave, so who's gonna be in charge once they leave?
But we can also work with the city, because now we're having a working relationship between the city and the county, so maybe that's something that we can work together to make sure that they're covering the county whenever the county is doing burn, because we're going to be one day. So you're just asking that if we proceed with this to make sure that we're planning accordingly, because also too, wouldn't it be the landfill that would help us with the burning of the brush?
The employees are there, but who's supervising? We need the fire department to supervise. And then we need the equipment out there. We have trucks that are coming in to do the disposal, the trash disposals. That's why I said we bought the tub grinder, we spent more than $250,000 on it, $700,000. Let's try the brush tub grinder
Here we
first.
are.
And if we need to do the burning, then we continue with the burning.
Yeah.
Once we get our dots and Ts covered,
That's what I'm proposing, Commissioner. I'm proposing that we use a tub grinder, and whatever the tub grinder, I thought I said it, whatever the tub grinder cannot grind, obviously, there's gonna be trees that are too big for it.
yes,
That we
but
can pile.
here
we
it
can-
says
I'm sorry, Commissioner Odena, here it says to discuss approval to burn brush next to Dimmit County landfill. We need to have, like, not a policy, but the order, how we're gonna do it, who's gonna be there, how we're gonna do it and all that, just to be on the safe side, because if the guys are over here, with the trash and the tub grinder, we need to make sure it's rain, I mean, at least.
Can you send an email?
Rain.
I want to assure you, I
With the
want
logistics
to
of
assure
it?
you and the rest of this commission's court that
Or forward me the
we
email
will,
that
we will
TCQ
do
gave,
nothing until it's properly organized and coordinated.
please.
And she asked if we can also
That's-
forward the email.
that is my only
First and
concern.
foremost, the weather has to be adequate, so obviously it will not be anytime soon. We haven't had rain in over 3 or 4 months. So this is just something to clarify that we can burn if needed. Everything will be coordinated through email and notified so that we're all on the same page. First and foremost, the fire department, fire chief, that because TCQ made it clear, doesn't matter what type of, this is exactly what they said. Whether it's agricultural, non-agricultural, the risk is the same. If you're in a burn ban and it's dry out there, I don't care if it's so-and-so's ranch and they're burning a field, the risk is the same. And in reality, that's why they don't get involved when it comes to that, because they don't know what kind of conditions each county has, or who's in the burn ban and who's not. So it's priority that you reach out to the fire chief and the fire department to coordinate any type of controlled burn. So that's what, we have to go through the fire department regardless. And Commissioner knows that even in the past, when we burn at a golf course, first call that goes is to him. If he says, you're okay, we do it. If he says, no, we don't do it. No discussion.
Because to my understanding, when we've been talking about this in court, it has been that we wanted to use the mulcher to mulch it, but obviously we knew that we were going to be limited on what we could put into the mulcher. And so what we talked about the last time, and when we first brought this up, what he suggested that we do was we dig a pit. And we dig a pit and we begin to stockpile in the landfill, but in the property that's next to it. And then as we're mulching, anything that doesn't go through the mulcher, we're able to put to the back, and then we're able to burn when conditions are correct. That's what I understood the process that we were gonna take. Is that correct, Commissioner?
Correct.
So you're just making sure policy and make sure that we have it planned, Commissioner?
3.16, discussion and appropriate action, approval of meal reimbursement for Jacob Rodriguez to Laredo, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Talamantes, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.17, discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase a 2026 black Chevrolet Tahoe PPV through Parkway Chevrolet by board, Constable Precinct 1.
Is it from your budget?
Commissioner, if you can come forward, please, Constable, excuse me.
This would be coming out of
Okay.
CO.
Give us 1 second. Commissioner Noguera has a question.
Ms. Rodriguez, is this coming out of your budget or whose budget? Commissioner Precinct 1? From COs?
Precinct 1, CO.
Motion to approve.
Any other questions? I have a motion by Commissioner Talamantes.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena.
All in favor?
So Parkway will do everything on it, the 89,575.
Yes, ma'am, but the county could, but
They couldn't,
if they were on stock or they were, they don't have to buy it.
but is it included here and then they'll do it later, or it's just not
I'm thinking
included?
about just,
Taking it off.
buying it in my next budget. And then, I'll just, go and get it installed somewhere else.
So it's not included on here?
It's not.
Okay.
It was, but I had to change the quote.
So then will we see a price reduction in what we've seen today?
What do you have that right now?
89,000. 89,000.
It was 91 before.
So it's already
And I
taken
already
out?
got you
So
that.
it's already- so this price is.
My group, it was, this was 94.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No. Yeah, it's 90,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. 3.18, discussion and appropriate action, reinstate the burn ban for Dimmit County Precinct 2.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.19, discussion and appropriate action, approval AT&T contract renewal and additions.
Morning.
Morning. So after speaking with AT&T last time, to try to get the Petrie building and one other building up, they said that, we need to be on contract with all our current sites first. Currently, we're paying month to month.
So basically, it's,
He's saying that when he spoke to AT&T to get the Petrie building connected, AT&T advised him that in order for them to connect the Petrie building, we needed to be on a contract with AT&T, and currently we're on a month-to-month basis.
Yes.
So we would have to go for Petrie and Victor's Rec Center. Did they send you all the contract?
yeah, it wasn't, remember when I submitted it with the internet option the last time? But basically, it's just combining all the sites that we have. They are giving us an adjusted rate, on all of them, but we would tie in any pre-existing buildings, we would go into, the, AT&T.
Do you have that contract?
We have to do
They
all
sent
of
it to
these.
your
They're
email
basically
as a
not letting us
website,
add
but,
any other accounts unless we
we
have.
have
We're not being allowed to like add on other accounts unless we go into like a group deal with things, which they're telling us.
Can we get a better rate if we go into a group?
Yes.
We do. We get a fair rate.
Did you get these? In there, it should show a.
Into a contract?
So all the buildings are individually?
Yes, there's 6 sites in total, right now.
Because remember
So
that.
what would be the total cost, Mr. Castaneda, for all the entire county?
If you look at your judge, it has it written down for you by location.
4,367.
4,367?
Yes.
It's not on there.
With the 6 sites plus the 2 additional ones.
So what's the total amount? For everything,
I think it's,
for the whole entire county? 4,367 and 16 cents?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up, Judge. Give me 1 second. Okay, right here. So this
So
was,
we're,
this was in your pamphlet, yes, Commissioner has the correct one. So this one was in your pamphlet before, so this has all your location sites, so yes, you're looking at 4,300.
and that's include the Petrie building.
No, this is not, this isn't including the Petrie building and the rec center, the other locations, correct?
Right now, this one is just for the.
This one would be the Dimmit County Sheriff's Office, the Annex Courthouse, the Historical Courthouse, and it'll be the 539 Industrial Boulevard, which is the Sheriff's Office, 1302 Grand Avenue, Vickles, and 301 North Fifth Street. That's what is included right now.
Yeah, so the Petrie building isn't on here, right?
No, we're missing the Petrie and the Vickles Rec Center, which would be an additional $850.
So the,
It is
see the
included.
Petrie on the
The
top.
Petrie's on the top.
That's where they're yellow.
I
Yeah.
don't see that. Is the fire department
So-
included in there?
The fire department gets, its internet from the.
Okay.
So my question is that currently it says we're paying $2,000. So for 2 more buildings, it's gonna be another 2,000?
So in addition to this, it also increases the bandwidth, the speed. Because right now, we're sitting at 10 megs, which isn't very much.
I know that we also talked with Mr. Castaneda last week, and he was even recommending, I know that we're having a lot of connection issues at the sheriff's office, as well as like the lines and stuff. And so what he would like to do as well as an extra precaution later on is add in a second internet service for when speeds do drop, because we're struggling so much with our speed connection throughout the entire county. So even us entering into this contract, it's still gonna be beneficial for us later on to add on after the fact, just because we are struggling with connectivity and speed.
I just think that a $2,000 increase, and that doesn't even include the other buildings, is a month is a lot.
But it's increasing from what we're at right now for most buildings is either 10 or 20 megs, which is,
And how much was it, Commissioner? You can refresh my recollection for us to get her that
hotspot.
hotspot? How much was it gonna be at for a month?
It was about $1,000.
It was 1,000.
It's already been ordered.
But that's a one-time fee, 1,000.
Yeah, one time.
And then
it's like-
how much a month?
like,
Because remember, I need to have, an office space for the veterans before the end of March, because they're coming in.
Yeah,
There's no space.
as soon as we left and we went ahead and we decided to order it just because we knew that the connection was gonna take us some time. So we went ahead and we ordered it. We are gonna keep it back at the IT department once we get her, the Petrie building up and running. But, we're working as fast as we can, so you should have something, it was already ordered, it was already placed, so we're just expecting it. But we're still looking into this issue. Now, if we have different internet connections throughout the entire county, so you think about it from Javier's point of view to Mr. Castaneda's point of view, is whenever somebody's having a connection issue, we're having to go to that provider service, and we have about 8, you said, different providers, or 6?
No,
Internet connection.
there's 6 different sites, but
He's saying sites.
Sites, okay, so how many different internet providers do we have in Dimmit County?
we have,
For internet.
for internet, we have 3 technically.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, and who's that, what are they?
One is a business spectrum, then most of them are AT&T and then Starlink.
And Starlink is where?
And Big Wells.
Okay,
But I will say that I'm not very happy with my connection. I've already had to upgrade my gigs, and so on cloudy days, it makes, now that I took the PO system over there, it's making it pretty difficult. So yes, it does make sense for us to go back to,
The one thing that I have,
Because on here, you don't have AT&T for Commissioner Talamantes' office in Big Woods.
No, right now, this is just to update all our current work.
Excuse me?
they have already,
I understand, but she's saying she's not satisfied with Starlink, so I'm asking him if that price will be included in
AT&T
here.
doesn't work everywhere.
No.
AT&T works good here in town. When you get out to these rural areas, it's not, you're gonna be paying for basically nothing, because it happened to us at our office when we hooked up AT&T. My phone was faster without the high-speed internet. So we need to really consider that if we're gonna pay it as a package and we're only gonna get half of
I
what we
agree.
really need, why are we even doing it?
So these are not going to be what they used to have, which is like dedicated lines. So they're going to be dedicated lines now. No one else is really going to be using them. Plus, as I said before, currently we're at 10 megs of upload, which is a very low rate of speed. Usually, in a regular house that you just barely connect in town, you can get over 100 megs. So what they're recommending and why it's so high is that they're recommending that we be put at 350 or 200 megs at some of the sites, which does increase this price, but it's at a better rate than what we're currently doing now.
so this does have the Petrie building, the Vegas Rec
It does.
Center, the sheriff's office, the
That's what I
courthouse
read.
annex, the historical courthouse. This one is industrial, what's Industrial Boulevard? 539 Industrial Boulevard.
That, I believe, is
Arena,
Arena, and then 1302 Grand Avenue in Bagels, that's the JP's courthouse. And then 301 North 5th Street in Carrizo, what's that?
take here.
That's here? So then the only thing that we would be missing would be my office.
But you have Starlink.
Yes, I have started, but to ask to, for us to have one service, I would have to be, so it doesn't include my office.
so. I just wanted to get everything up to date and just add the 2 buildings that need to be added first before we add the rest. We can still add the rest on a later date.
Judge, with our phone lines, it's the internet goes down, we have no communication with the office, or 911, everything goes down, so it all gets rerouted. If we have the direct lines, it shouldn't happen on that.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm asking is that, we can, because you've given us 3 quotes, there's also a new pricing, if we could keep it the way it is, but just put direct lines, it's $1,815. As opposed to $4,367.
to want to keep it at the same rate?
What I'm saying is that I think it's economical for us to keep the speed the way it is, since now you're gonna have a direct line, and you're gonna pay 1,800. I think if you can get more information, I think it'd be better if we table it so that we can get more information, since you ordered those hotspots for Commissioner Rubalcaba anyways? No, they don't, that's why I'm asking. We need more information.
For the same speed?
And also to include Commissioner Talamantes and see what that contract is, because if she has a contract with Starlink, we can't just break a contract without there being any kind of consequences to it. So if you can get a quote to include her office over there as well in this price package, with the same speed and it now being a direct line, like the sheriff was saying, and get us that price.
Can you just guys, I'm sorry, Javier, to cut you off. Because I'm looking at what you guys are looking at as well. Can you tell me what information are you looking for before we bring it back to Commissioner's Court? Would you like to know how much we're currently paying and how much we're going to pay that breakdown? Or what information, just so that we can make sure that we cover all grounds?
Yes, ma'am. So what I'm saying is, you gave us a quote for 60 months to include the Petrie Building and the Big Wells Rec Center.
Yes, ma'am.
With a direct line and higher speeds at 4,367. On the next page, it says we are currently paying $2,130 is what we're paying, but that does not include the Petrie nor the rec center. On the third quote you gave us, it says the pricing for a new contract with the same speed but with the direct line is 1,815, which does not make sense because we're paying more now. But I guess I have no idea why it's cheaper.
Okay.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I can.
And so what I'm asking is if you could get us the pricing on a new contract to include the Petrie Building, the rec center, your office, and with a direct line, with the same speeds that they're now, but just with a direct line, and give us what that price is.
Judge.
And then I guess follow up on your.
Yes, so I know that you're saying, if we're gonna go ahead and group us all in to make sure that we include my office.
Well, I'm just saying that because you made a comment that you're not satisfied with
No.
Starlink. So if you're not satisfied with Starlink and the product that they're producing, then I would suggest that you try to incorporate your office with this. But let's look at the fine print of the contract we have with Starlink, because if there's a fee that we have to pay to end the contract early, we can look at that and then include you on this one, because we might get a better deal.
Okay, yes, ma'am, I understand that. When you go back and definitely look at it, would it also be helpful maybe for us to have an AT&T representative? I know that me and Javi have had conference calls online with them. Would that help as well to have them in Commissioner's Court so they can answer any questions directly?
I mean, they can if you feel that.
Or would you just like for them to set up a meeting with you since you're the one that signs and approves of the contract?
That would be great.
So you would recommend just to get with you?
That would be great. I mean, I trust Javi's ability to present to the court and the knowledge that these AT&T.
There's also one service, they did also mention that if we get the new circuits in place, which they would send over, we could adjust the speeds to a lower rate, which is along the lines of what we currently have, and it should lower the price overall. And like say for certain venues, like let's say we had the arena on this, but we don't, we could increase it so that they get better connections there, and then just decrease it after the event. It's built for situations like that.
And I was about to say too, I think that the speed increasing, I know that you said you wanted a quote of current speeds that we have now, but I think that it's Mr. Castaneda's recommendation, especially because of all the ongoing issues that we're having at the sheriff's office, for us to increase those speeds. So you want us to go ahead and get you a quote based on current speeds and then increased speeds?
Because does having a direct connection make a difference?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying, if there's a direct connection,
Okay.
if there's a direct connection and it's gonna increase the speeds and increase the service, then we might not necessarily need higher speeds, you understand what I'm saying?
Understand.
Because the direct line is what's, going to help. But if you can get us all that information, Javi, I would greatly appreciate it, so that we can make a more educated, decision. And also to include Commissioner Talamontes' office building.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not seeing courthouse stuff on here either. I saw
The courthouse, I thought,
the courthouse stuff, I saw, other addresses on Fifth Street, but that would be.
it might be that, is that courthouse south head off of our internet?
No, it has its own, like, business AT&T, like. when-
It has its own business, AT&T. And I think that's one of those things, and this is sidebar, but I think that's one of those things that the gentleman that was here this morning, Mr. Garcia, he can look at all those utilities and find a way to condense everything so that we're not having 10 different contracts with AT&T, and at the end of the day, we're paying more than if we just had one big contract.
So the one I have.
Because it sounds like we have 5 different.
Yeah, the last contract I got, a couple commissioners quotes ago, I should re-get that one up and bring it back to court.
Thank you, Mr. Castaneda.
I have a question. The sheriff department's under AT&T as well?
Yes.
Is there any
And
way?
Starlink, you said, right? And Starlink.
They won't start with
No.
Is there any
Oh,
way?
you want Starlink, but you're saying Starlink's not.
He wants to get a second service for the sheriff's office, so like even if they have AT&T, Starlink would be a better second option for them because it's connecting through the satellite. So like if we're having issues with certain connection, it would give us a second option to go get internet through satellite form. So that's why he's just saying that it might be beneficial for the sheriff's office, to get that. But I also do know with the connection fee that we bought for Commissioner Recabra's office having, would that also be able to cover the entire sheriff's office as a secondary internet connection?
For the whole sheriff's office at peak hours, probably not.
Okay,
But,
so then we still need, you're still recommending a second internet connection for the sheriff's office?
Getting a secondary would be great, but that would only work in situations where it's only like a day.
What about a hotspot for emergency situations? So that they can have some type of internet connection to the most important connections that they need.
The issue with that is
Sure,
that.
do you have Starlink?
The
Do
issue
you
with
have
that is
AT&T or
that,
Starlink?
No, Starlink, I'm requesting one for the command center, but I don't have the Starlink right now.
Okay, just for the command center.
Is what
And
I'm
yours is
talking about.
AT&T.
Yes.
And when the cost,
No, but our internet, I don't know who it's done, but when that goes out, all our systems out, our 911 phones, everything's out.
Because the last time, whenever they went down, what we had to do is we had to call AT&T, and they were sending us the deployable down, but the deployable wasn't getting here in time. But because we have connection with AT&T through them, we were requesting that service. It's just that we learned from that experience that they didn't make it down even to give us partial connection because we needed getting it back up and running. So from my understanding, currently the sheriff's office only has one internet connection, but it is the intention of the IT department to add a secondary connection. Whether we do Starlink or we do another internet connection, I know that we even had a quote from Resound that also offered that secondary connection. So whether we go through just another Ethernet connection or we go through a satellite connection, regardless, the sheriff's office still needs that secondary coverage.
Thank you. No action 3.20, discussion and appropriate action, refresh of arena audition
Judge,
system.
I'm sorry, but I know that you motioned to table. Did we ever get a second and go through?
I just did no action.
No action.
No action.
Okay.
Refresh of arena audition, audio systems,
It's supposed to be out.
audio systems. What is refresh, what do you mean by refresh?
It's going to replace, this is for the speakers in the barn area. It was in addition to the projector quote that I got, so I just wanted to include it. But they're gonna both lower the speakers and add some additional ones to give better coverage.
So, the
I'm sorry, Javi, you said projector, right now we're just doing the audio.
Yes.
It's
And the audio is how much?
$67,000?
That's just,
$661.
I think that's.
no, but that includes projectors, it says on there.
No, I'm sorry, I think that's the wrong one.
Yeah, because it says projector replacement, non-contract.
Yes, ma'am.
It's supposed to be 76,000 for the audio system.
The audio system by itself is 76,000?
Yes, for the outside barn area.
Do we have a backup for that?
Well, let's see if I can have it.
If not, can we get Ethan to make us some copies real quick? And you said it was 76,000?
Yes.
And that's just for the audio for the outside the barn?
That's where they hold the rodeo.
Hold on.
Rodeos.
So this is not for the inside, it's just the outside?
Yes.
Do we have speakers on the outside?
No, and the rodeo, in the rodeo.
Is this a new addition to it?
Yeah, it's additional speakers to replace some of the wall panels, and I guess like lower it a little bit so that way it's not
But
as
if
high.
there's some existing already? that's
Yes,
fine.
there's some existing already.
So you're replacing the existing but adding one?
Just my border.
I was gonna ask, is this by board or we need to get quotes?
I believe it was
Chip.
DIR.
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 It's just another form of tips, but in the technology,
And if do we have DIR in our system? I don't think we do.
I don't think we do, but we can get it. We'll
we
it.
can get it. Judge, can we move on to next in line item while we get those copies for us to look at the backup?
For,
For the, because we're gonna go into the next one, and the next one is for the projectors.
which is what we have. The quote he has right here, the 67,000? 67,000 is for the projectors?
But we don't have to open up the line item to have a discussion?
I am, but I'm asking him, the 67,000 paperwork is for the projectors, correct? So we'll go on to item 3.21, discussion and appropriate action, refresh of projector system for rodeo arena.
This is just gonna replace the existing one?
Yes, this replaces all the equipment on the server rack in the closet, as well as the wall plates and the connections leading to them. And the projectors as well.
Where,
How many projectors is it?
There's 3 projectors.
And the amount is 67,661? And what line item is this coming from?
From Mr. Pereira's account.
What
The
line item?
last certificates.
The what?
The last certificates we made provisions for redoing of the outdated equipment.
but what certificate
I
is
don't know,
it?
what certificate is it?
So in one of the COs, basically, one of the certificates.
No.
Not his, he's saying it's not his seal.
It's, you know,
But whose COs is it?
24, 25.
But is it within the COs or is it your COs?
No. We
He
set
doesn't have
aside,
seals.
Oh, okay, I
we set
see.
aside a provision for remodeling of the rodeo arena equipment
So that basically the arena has its own CO for
Yes.
remodeling purposes,
portion.
portions. And how much money is in,
I think it was like 250 for remodeling that.
okay.
I would like to know what CO is that, because I don't recall.
Well, it was basically with the water lines and the sewer and the remodeling things.
I thought all that was for that.
No, it was partially, it was divided. It was total, I think, $1 million just for the water lines and $250 for the arena.
Is it classified under
Maintenance.
That's equipment? But there's nothing in equipment. There is professional services. So you don't remember the name of the,
The CO. And Javi, is this Bible?
It's the,
their planning department?
Yeah, it was for the, we had water line. For the sports.
Can you check on it?
Technology fund, records management, utilities department, landfill, sanitation, facilities, operation Lone Star. Okay, so the CO, so it has, you said it's, okay, so we have CO 15, CO 17.
No, 20, it was 24 or 25.
24, 25. Okay, so we have, what's not Lone Star, obviously, right?
Can I get a motion to either approve contingent that Mr. Pereira follows up on the, on the DIR system? And also to advise of what CO it's coming from.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. 321. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
So Judge, just contingent to DIR and what CO?
To see what CO it's coming from.
Okay.
And to assure that there is funding in that CO.
Okay.
And that it was allocated for
For
that
that,
particular fund.
okay.
I don't recall. 3.22, discussion and appropriate action to approve, to add items to the surplus. You have information on that, Commissioner? Is that Mr.?
Are you asking me, Judge?
Yeah, is it, you have information on that, or is that Mr. Castaneda?
All
It's
these were submitted by Mr. Castaneda, I'm sorry.
On 3.22, Mr. Castaneda, to add, approval to add items to surplus.
so it should have been,
This one?
yes.
Okay.
All
Any
the-
questions?
All the items in white are the ones that were in surplus.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona and a second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 3.23, well, before he leaves, I'm sorry, 3.20, to refresh the arena audio system. The amount is $76,309.
What COs is this coming from?
Same one.
So motion to
So
approve
they're,
the same.
they're charging 48,000 in tariffs, Mr. Pereira?
Come again?
It says there's a tariffs,
I haven't seen it.
it includes tariff fees on here?
The integration?
Where it says proposed total 76,309, and it tells you what's included, taxes, terms, tariffs.
This was one that originally
Right
started.
here, the tariffs. It doesn't say how much, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, so it says the board is receiving regular notifications of materials cost increase due to tariffs and production product manufactured in other counties shipped to the United States, all known as tariff, as has been accounted for the pricing of this proposal. So it doesn't tell us how much we're paying in tariffs, but it did say that it's included into the price.
Okay. Any questions?
Okay.
Is there-
Something else to do with.
I was gonna say, is there an issue with us paying tariffs?
No, I'm just saying it might be cheaper to get something else to replace it with something.
Within the United States?
For future.
Like
How
to-
many have you found?
This is just the one that originally installed them to begin with, so I just went with them. And plus they had the DIR co-op, so.
That's just why you chose this.
Plus, they're using pre-existing equipment in some cases, like just some of the lines, and that's it.
So it'd be the same as like the construction at the judge's office, how we would own the same contractors because they do the layout of the building. So So that's what Javi just said that he followed the same, installers. So they're gonna reuse some of the equipment that we have there,
So,
some,
like, I think, they're just gonna reuse the speakers in the conference area.
but we're not being charged for those, we're getting credit back on those. Like it's being
Yes,
adjusted in the
because
prices.
I think if we include the speakers, it probably would have been in hundreds of thousands.
Okay. So based on your research, is this like probably the best price aside from just going with them because they're the ones that things did it?
I mean, just going based on the cost of projectors are like $10,000 each, in some cases even more. For good ones, quality ones at least.
Okay. So then it's your recommendation that we go with this company?
Yes, but I mean, I can look for more if that's what the court decides.
I'm gonna go ahead and motion to approve, that we do the DIR and also to make sure that there's money in the CN.
I have a motion by Commissioner Talamontes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.23, discussion and appropriate action approved to architect to update the plans for precinct 4 building.
Judge, I spoke to Mr. Pereira on the contract for the architect, and he needed to update it. I just want to make sure. And also, we'll see where we're gonna build it, if it's in the old, by the taco stand, by the Valero, or if it's gonna be
By
built
the-
off the
on
highway,
the
which is
highway.
more accurate.
I don't think she necessarily needs any approval. You just get us the updated plans.
No. The architects actually need an additional amount in their contract. Because the way it is right now, there is a current contract that's in place, and then we just need to modify it. That's
Okay,
what
but
we're-
you didn't bring us no numbers.
They don't have a number because they're gonna give us once they update it, then they will give us a price.
So we're giving them a blank check.
So
That's
then,
what it
This is
sounds
just
like.
an update.
So
It's
then-
not a complete plans.
the agenda item should have read
Two of them,
different,
yeah.
to approve.
Yeah.
Because it says
I mean,
approval
because you're
of
saying-
architect to update of the plans for precinct 4. I thought we were just updating the plans.
Correct.
Well, no, because we're actually adding money to the contract, to the
So
architect.
then you
Okay.
should have read,
Okay.
you should have read different.
Yeah,
not
I
this.
agree.
And then see the dollar amount, the difference on the dollar amount.
I agree.
So is it no action?
No action. 3.24, discussion and appropriate action approval to accept donation for wrap material from Textile Precinct 4.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena.
Like, any, so that we can have it to the side. Just a reminder, because remember, we're not allowed to give away any of the material unless we classify it as when we're taking it as a donation. So if you want to put any to the side, so that we're able to use it to help out anybody.
I'd like to have the city approval to accept donation from raw material from TechStop, and now we have to add the surplus to it.
Well, I'm just saying, I just asked her if she wanted to, because like, honestly, they told us, now when we're accepting the donation from TechStop, what is the term that we use to reallocate some of that funds to be distributed?
Salvage?
Salvage. Yeah, so we classify some of it as salvage materials, so that way you're not having to come back in case anybody's in need.
Okay. Can we add that, Judge, to it? Because this is the way it's always, well, this is the way I've done it before with no issues, but if we need
Well,
to add salvage
I
to
think,
it or.
I think you have to put
A certain
another,
amount.
yeah, another agenda
Yes,
item.
they gave us 400 tons.
Yeah, you
You
would
can
have
add it
to,
on the next one, just so that way, that's the salvage material is the material that's classified, that you can give out to anybody that comes with the trailer, or like if the city needs any. They recommend, TechStop recommends that we include it as whatever
Oh,
portion.
That, I've never given to an individual. I didn't know that was allowed.
Well, yeah, they allow it, it's like if, they have to obviously come, but it has to be classified as salvage, and we can't take it to them.
This is something new to me because I know that we can't give out to
Because
residents.
on the last commissioner's court, we did that, we salvaged a portion of it to be able to distribute it. I mean, I gave mine to the cities.
Yeah, because
I gave it to
I've heard the city, but I've never done it to individuals for anybody to pick up because we've always known that's a no-no. When it makes something different,
You know what,
that change.
maybe it's on my end because whenever we were dealing with it, when we took in the material and they said that we gave material without classifying it as salvage material, that was where the hiccup came because we took in the donation and the donation becomes Dimmit County.
It's just for, like, if we give it to the city.
Mhm. Or like other entities.
Yes, because I've never, I mean, I know that to the individuals, we can't.
Okay, but like, so maybe we just need to look into it because I was thinking like other entities like churches and everything like that, it had to be classified as salvage materials before we were able to go give it out to.
I'll just put it back, I mean, we'll approve this and then I'll bring it back to make sure of the salvage. And I'll ask Mr. Gonzalez.
I'll look more into it as well too, maybe
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase Starlink Performance Kit, one-time payment and recurring monthly for internet service for mobile command center for Dimmit County Sheriff's Office.
This one, Judge, I'm gonna get it for our mobile command unit. I got a radio that we purchased also through the grant, it's being installed in there. Want to have a laptop, mobile Starlink, we should be able to have a telephone in there. And basically, I should be able to dispatch out of that if needed to, need emergency come out, I can have a dispatcher in that trailer. That's what I'm asking.
So-
for Starlink.
So I think we're gonna table it, Sheriff, because I think Mr. Castañeda said he was gonna get with Commissioner Talamantes to get the information for y'all's command center, is that correct? For what he was saying, because he said Starlink would only work for one day?
I thought that was for dispatch right now, the dispatch.
No, I think he said for the command center, I don't know, where did Mr. Castañeda go?
I'm calling back in, so,
This was a portable.
this is not just good for one day, it's just, what I need to clarify with him is, do you currently have internet connection at that location?
The trailer, no.
No?
No, the trailer doesn't have internet service at all. That's why, talking to Middle Rio Grande, they recommended getting the Starlink for it being satellite. In case the phone lines go down or the internet goes down, Starlink will still have the connection. But it's just a portable one. It's not gonna be one that's actually attached to the building as well.
Sheriff, and do you have the contract and information for Starlink, or it's just this right here?
I got that from, iTunes, yeah.
Well, what Starlink, Judge, it's a one-time service and then you pay your monthly fees, but you don't pay for, it's not a contract that you tie in because you can cancel at any time. So let's just even say that he buys the equipment and he purchases the
And
equipment.
do you have that contract?
But as I say, we don't go into a contract with him because there's no contract. It's a month-to-month base, like there's no contract tied to it because you can cancel it at any time.
You can cancel it, pause it, or
Yes.
it doesn't,
So like basically you're paying for all the equipment up. I need him to clarify, but I know pretty much what he's trying to do. So he's just trying to have it as satellite connection just in case. So is he saying that he's gonna disconnect it and only bring it up if needed? Or is he gonna want us to pay
Yeah,
like
I was
the
confused, because
full-
he said something about,
Let me go see if I can find it here. Let me
yeah,
see if I
that
can-
one I
I'm gonna
believe
go to the
is
next
talking
one,
is
Sheriff.
dispatch itself.
Yeah.
4.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase a 2025 white Chevrolet Tahoe PPV police package from Parkway Chevrolet using SB 22 FY 2026 for the Dimmit County Sheriff's Office.
That's correct. I believe on yours has 2026, but it's a 2024. We're able to get a 2024 cheaper. I went with that one. It's still a brand new vehicle.
Okay.
2024?
Yes,
Yes.
it says 2024.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Urenda, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? We have two absent, Talamantes and Carmona. Motion carries. 4.3, discussion appropriate action, approval for Sheriff Castaneda to attend the Texas Border Coalition Southern Border Coalition meeting in South Padre Island. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, excuse me.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approved for Captain Sergio Prieto, 702, to attend the Texas Municipal Association on April 2026 and April 19, 2024 in Westlaco, Texas.
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Urenda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.5, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Jesus Ruiz to attend the Church Basic Awareness Corps in March in Austin, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.6, discussion and appropriate action for Jesus Ruiz to attend the 2026 TCIC TLITS Associate Trainer Recertification Program in April in San Antonio, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Judge, just for the ones that I was out,
They were approved, Commissioner.
no, yeah, just I stayed.
No, I got you.
Okay.
I already let her know that you were abstaining. 4.7, jail status report.
She had an emergency with her mom, so she was out today.
I have a table, that item, no action. Motion to table by Commissioner Noguera.
Is the report here, Judge?
No, she's there today. She's in
Second.
transience. Commissioner Odena seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.8, discussion and appropriate action, sheriff's report. It's not working, Sheriff. Sheriff, we already got your racial profiling, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Last time.
Please, the second, please.
Last time, right?
Second, yes.
Your racial profiling report?
He turned it in the last time.
Okay.
Any questions on the sheriff's report? Motion by Commissioner Noguera.
Also, Judge, on this one, on the citation one, since the month ended Saturday, they're not all entered on it, so I just printed out what we had on it, right, and so forth.
Thank you,
Second.
Sheriff. Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.1, Sheriff. Mr. Castaneda, have you, on the Starlink for the sheriff?
I was going on the one for the mobile command center, is that the same one you're doing for the dispatcher sector?
It's about so.
No, but you had questions on it, I believe this was a separate one than what you're doing.
Are you asking for 2 Starlinks at the sheriff's office, or you're asking for 1? Because you said right now about Starlink and that it would only last for 1 day in case of an emergency, so we're trying to figure that out.
We said that the hotspot might last for 1 day, because it's only designed for a few people at a time. If you include the entire sheriff's department for all day, all night, then it might,
So the Starlink you're trying to get, are you trying to get 1 Starlink or 2 Starlinks for the sheriff's office?
2, but I think this is just the one for the mobile.
Yes, it's a mobile, mini mobile, the other one would be like a permanent fixture on the roof.
Javi, are you, and I know that you're gonna use it as internet connection right now, but eventually, like, when we do transition to AT&T would cover that command center? Or no, that's not your intention? No?
Because it's not gonna be there at the sheriff's office, so if we move it somewhere,
I
it
see
won't have
what you
any.
mean.
You have to
So-
have either a hotspot or a satellite.
So are you gonna connect it only when it's used, or are we gonna be paying for it continuously?
I'm sorry?
Are you gonna only like bring it on, like, let's just say they need it, do you have the liberty to turn it on just when it's needed, or is it gonna be something that we're gonna be paying, like, the entire month continuously?
The Starlink, we have the ability to turn it on and off.
On and off, but what is your intentions right now, are you gonna leave it connected, or are you gonna do the on and off?
Mine is to try it out, we'd like to connect it. have
So,
it there.
what's the difference if we get them Starlink or if we get them AT&T with everything you already got?
Well, the one I want them to get with AT&T is just a better circuit at faster speeds, because the sheriff's office shares its internet with the arena, which shares it with the golf course.
So you want them to get AT&T or you want them to get Starlink? I'm confused.
I want them to get AT&T for their primary. The Starlink is just as their backup if it ever goes down. If it goes down, then they can automatically switch over to the Starlink.
And then that is just for the sheriff's office, but this mobile command.
Yeah, because he's asking for a different one. He's asking for the mobile.
Yeah.
So on the mobile unit, can they get AT&T also, or?
They could get that same device I'm getting from the Petri Billy, which is like a super hotspot, like you said.
Okay.
But you're saying that that wouldn't last because of the.
Mine is.
The sheriff's thing is
If it
if
goes
AT&T
down-
goes down, he's saying Starlink will
Yeah.
still be up, is what the sheriff is saying.
Yeah, because that device runs off the
We should
sun
all get
hours.
Starlink.
And
Mm,
we
right.
saw how a few weeks ago, we lost the sun
Honestly.
hours and even FirstNet.
Right.
went down.
I mean, we should all get Starlink if that's the case.
Yeah, because mine, like I said, like that trailer, just say when we were down, I could technically put the dispatch in that trailer with the Starlink and they'll be able to dispatch, because they have the cell phone,
Yeah.
they'll be able to run 28s off of the computer, the laptop system.
It would have to be 2 different sir, because you can't have, if you're going with AT&T hotspot and direct connection, if AT&T is down, like we've seen our phones go into SOS,
Yes.
then maybe your hotspot's down.
Yes.
Does
So
it-
defeat the purpose.
Does the AT&T direct, Javi, ever go down?
It sometimes, yes, if the fiber gets cut along its path.
But like, what happened this last time, that none of us that had AT&T, it didn't work?
For the
The
cell phone.
direct would work,
Direct line would.
direct line would.
Unless it has to do with the situation where they cut the fiber line to the tower,
Mhm.
which also leads to, along the highway. So it could, if they cut that, then, a couple buildings could go down.
Okay, so for the mobile command, now guys, you're recommending to do the starting connection because it is a mobile command and it's gonna just be a portable internet connection. That is your secondary, so you're not gonna connect a second internet host to that mobile command. It's just gonna say starting because that is your second option if lines do go down. Okay, motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Talamontes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 5.1, discussion and appropriate action, consideration of new time clock system. So close, Mr. Ortiz. It's Mr. Ortiz. So close, so close. Good afternoon,
Good
Mr.
afternoon,
Ortiz.
everybody. So today, not really looking for approval or anything, I just kind of wanted to go over with y'all to see if it was even an option we wanted to do. I'm looking into changing our time clock system from what we have to something more user-friendly, and it's also able to get everybody on there, not just half the county. Because, right now, half the county's on paper, half the county's on the computer, but the ones on the computer, it's kind of hard to use, and for our purpose, it doesn't transfer over the information we need properly. So with this new one, everyone will be able to be on it. It's possible that the employees could have an app, and they can see, their hours of leave, their schedules. It gives more freedom for the supervisors that they can have more access to it and easier for them to use. It's just little things like that, but I didn't want to keep kind of looking into it and then it not really be an option. So I just wanted to see if y'all had any questions about that. And they also have the options. I know we've kind of talked about it before. The fingerprint scanners, they also do the fingerprint for the clock-ins. They have a lot of options of what we can do.
That would be awesome,
I'm sorry.
if it would allow us.
How will it work with road and bridge?
That's what I was gonna ask.
There's different ways.
Because some of my employees have a phone,
Mhm.
but they don't carry internet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just an option. Like, they don't have to have it. Like, if they want to see their schedule on their phone, they just log in and they can, or they can see their hours they've worked, or they can
But
see how many
can
hours.
they clock in like on the phone?
No,
Oh, they don't?
we can have that option, but I don't recommend it.
I don't
Okay.
recommend it either.
I don't recommend it.
That, I was
yeah.
confused with that.
I was saying, like, for the road and bridge, we could possibly install like a clock in there, or the yard can kind of just have maybe an iPad and have that app on the county
Yeah.
iPad and log in that,
And since
which
they
would
eat
be
out
cheaper.
there, since they eat out there, how would you classify the 9 hours? You would dock it or what?
There's a way to, like, for example,
Like, does the county
if your
clock out?
employee clocks in at 8 and doesn't clock out till 5, and let's say he's on a lunch, we can set it to, okay, we know he took a lunch, so we're automatically gonna put that in there.
And sometimes they don't take lunch because.
Right.
they're always-
You would, or either you would go in and can change that if they took a lunch or if they didn't take a lunch. Like, we can automatically include the lunch, and then you can go and say, no, he actually didn't take the lunch.
Okay.
Or we can put it vice versa. But it's easier friendly for the supervisor.
So the commissioners would have access to adjusting the time cards. I think
Yes.
that it sounds like a good idea as long as like the clock-in structure is something that's stationary. Like if it's a road and bridge, then have them being at the road and bridge offices, or whichever office there is. But I don't, and like you said, I don't recommend like the mobile clocking in and clocking out. But I know you're not really looking for an approval or anything like that. I think it's something that could definitely cut down on manpower as well for your office, calculating time, because I know a lot of the times we go back and forth with Eric because we're trying to calculate if it's an app or software that can help you accomplish that quicker.
Yeah, because most of the time, like, the supervisor will approve it on the computer,
Yeah.
but then they write changes on
The actual
the actual
time.
timesheet, so then we have to go in and try to make the change, but then we have to call you like, are you sure this is what you're trying to do? So with this, everything would be fixed on the computer.
Expedite the process
Expedite it.
and efficient.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
It would be done pretty.
We have the option if we want to.
So we would eliminate the possibility of somebody
Of
claiming.
fraud and forgery and whatnot. I think that's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because they
agree.
have a fingerprint, I mean, they have 3 options, like the fingerprint, they have where they can just take a picture of your face when you clock in, or just a normal clock in.
Leave the face out.
Thank you. 5.2, thank you, Mr. Ortiz. 5.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval of 2026 Quarter 1 Dimmit County Investment Report.
5.1 was no action.
No action, he was just giving us an informative, I should have put you in the beginning, I didn't know that's what it was. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz, for that.
We would really appreciate it.
He wanted to say good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
So you are classified as our investment officer.
Correct.
I know that I've been talking with Mr. Pereira last week, and most of our investing is being done by Texpo.
A majority of the money that's in our investment pools is with texting, yes. But we have a good split between our broker, Financial Northeastern, and then the pools.
Thank you.
Like, if you see the first page, it breaks it down by, the types, the investment pools, that's the dark blue, the 38.7%. And then CDs, money markets, US Treasuries, and bonds, they're primarily with our broker.
And the investment policy that we have, did you update it when you came into office, or something? When was the last time that the investment policy was updated?
It's updated around July. It's updated every year. I believe the last one we did was last July. So it'll be coming up pretty soon. The last amendment we did was changing our maximum maturities for our portfolio.
We increased it.
Increased it, yes.
Other questions of Mr. Ortiz?
I just want to say, I did the basic investment as well, and I applaud you guys. It's a lot that definitely goes into it, and I know that I did the basic investment, and then I went and I did a training, Commissioner's Court training as well, and we got a little bit more insight into the treasurer and the auditors, and basically the financial reports and how it all kind of ties in together. So I definitely commend you guys for keeping us on track and always trying to make sure that we're current and up to date with options and resources that are available to us.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
I got a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I have a 5.3. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
5.3, discussion and appropriate action, the budget adjustment between the auditor. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 5.4, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment number 9 between the 293rd Judicial District for professional services.
Motion to.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 5.
I'm sorry, on 5.3, I didn't hear.
Yes, Commissioner Noguera, Commissioner Alonso Carmona. 5.5, discussion and appropriate action, approval for tub grinder SN number 1VRJ32A11T10500094 protection program. This is when the Commissioners Court approved to purchase the tub grinder, there was an additional cost for like a protection warranty contract that was not included when we approved the tub grinder. And Mr. Pereira's office submitted this item in regards to the Commissioners Court approving for a 24-month additional premium coverage for the tub grinder. That would include a maintenance package essentially.
that one, do we pick which one we want? Because I thought it was included.
Mr. Pereira, that's a question Mr. Pereira can answer. Commissioner Ocava, I
Is it
said,
included
I
or is
said
it
the same
separate?
thing, but it's,
Because it doesn't have a dollar amount. So how can it be an additional?
I'm not seeing a dollar amount either.
There wasn't a, there wasn't,
There wasn't?
there was an amount.
There was an amount?
Yes.
there is an additional amount. I don't see it on here, but
I don't see it, that's what I'm asking.
the reason, Mr. Pereira's office submitted was because he needed it to be approved, because there
So what is
wasn't,
the dollar
I-
amount for the additional?
I don't have it here, Commissioner Ocava, but I know
This
that's,
is a budget amendment, right? We're talking about the budget amendment. Oh, this is the.
we're talking about the asset
Oh, I'm sorry.
protection, the tub grinder.
The warranty.
Well, it's not warranty, it's, a maintenance package. That's not the same thing. Maintenance and warranty are two different things.
Well, it's actually a protection program, so it's saying that as long as we get it maintenance with them, it's a protection program against the investment.
What was the original warranty that came when the machine was purchased? Because they have to come with a warranty, right?
It says that for the first 2 years, Commissioner, there will be no cost, but after the 2 years, they are gonna charge a cost for maintenance. And that's what, I guess, she's needing us to sign this for.
But
It doesn't have an amount. I agree. I don't see an amount. This is extended service contract.
Not unless it came with it after the 2 years, which is the 2 years, it says there 24 months, it's just, we need to pick either the additional maintenance quantity for total offers of 1,000 or 1,500.
So my distinct understanding on this is that they're asking us they're asking me to sign it with your authorization to extend it for 2 more years from the original. So for the first 2 years, there's no cost. And then after 2 years, there will be a cost. But the problem here is that we don't have a number on what that cost will be. So I think maybe if we can maybe ask Mr. Pereira if,
To me, I thought it was just letting us know that we have 24 months.
you know, this is Virginia's note, and Virginia's note says that this is so that, after 2 years, we will pay the maintenance, but there's no maintenance amount. So if we can get a number, Mr. Pereira, that would be,
Okay.
And then also, to my question would be if it's, because it looks like it's a protection program against parts and labor. So then if we get it maintenance, do we have a dollar amount of how much it would cover?
I agree.
So I'm just saying, like, while you go get more information, ask those questions as well. Is it a certain dollar amount?
So I'm gonna ask for a motion to table. Motion by Commissioner Ocava, second by Commissioner Socarmona. All in favor? Any opposition? 5.6 claim docket, general fund $728,862.19. Dimmit County Airport $1,268.95. Dimmit County Golf Course $19,596.87 Courthouse Security $6,022.15. Records Management Clerk $1,562.29. Utilities $68,424.66. Stone Garden, $3,283.30. Operation Lone Star 22, $99,520.01. David County Payroll, $605,350.97. Tax Note Series 23, $24,069.85. Tax Note Series 24, $9,868.80. Seals 2018, $10,907.15. Seals 2019, $21,075. SB 22, $14,684.20 for a grand total of $1,614,496.39.
Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
So the CO19, because I know that I had went in, is that the amount that I'm using for the 2 vehicle purchases?
I believe so.
Okay, because I remember I went in and Virginia said that I had way less. It was supposed to be $125,000 that was in the CO19, and she told me that I only had $4,000 because it was used for CTEF for Hendrickson Road, which was 4, 5, and 7. So because it's going through here and the amount is getting put through, did we ever find that 125 that was missing?
I have to go back and check, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know that when we got our reports through Commissioner's Court and through our budget, the 125,000 was there. But when I went to go talk to Virginia, she said that it was used for Henderson Road, if I'm not mistaken, for 4, 5, and 7. And then she went back and said it might have been corrected. She was gonna look into it, but I've never gotten an answer back if she ended up finding the money or if she ended up correcting whatever errors she had on
I
her
will
end.
check with her, we'll check back with her, I don't remember, I do not remember that.
Oh, the road that has the fence line is what she had said.
That's Diamond H.
Oh, Diamond H, then I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It was Diamond H Road that she said that, that money went to that, it got allocated over there. But I guess she says that it was probably an error on her area part because I asked for the minutes showing that the money was given or transitioned and she said that she couldn't remember, so she was gonna look into it, but she hasn't gotten back to me. So, but since the money's coming out, then I'm good though.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. We do have an executive session meeting for commissioners to consult with and seek advice from its attorney regarding the contemplated litigation, a settlement offer, a matter in which the duty of the attorney of the Commissioners Court under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar clearly conflicts with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Texas Open Meetings Act, and any other described matter. Discussion of potential item may occur during pursuant to Chapter 312 of the Texas Tax Code, Chapter 381 of the Texas Local Government Code, and the authority regarding the modified tax abatement and economic development agreement and dated December 23rd, 2020, executed by and between Dimmit County and Shake Solar LLC regarding the company's solar powered electricity generating facility with related improvements containing 1,969 and 749 acres more or less located and operated in the unincorporated area of said county, but not limited to approval of continued participation by the county, including but not limited to approval of continued participation by the county in settlement negotiations with the company regarding the alleged default committed by the company in performance of the agreement and all related matters. We are 12:17 and we are going into executive session. And we are back from executive session. At this time, I will entertain a motion to authorize, including but not limited to, the approval of continued participation by the county in settlement negotiations with the company regarding the alleged defaults committed by the company in performance of the agreement and all related matters.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor? Motion carries. And time now is 1:06, and I am calling the public facility meetings to order. Let the record reflect that all parties are present. We do have a quorum. 1.3, approval and discussion, approval of minutes, regular meeting February 17, 2026.
Motion to approve subject to any corrections.
Motion by Commissioner Talamantes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, discussion of appropriate action. Any new business?
Judge, I know that, again, the girls had said that they had turned in the reports last Commissioner's Court, but I don't think that they were visible for y'all guys. The AM unit for holding cell was working properly, but over the weekend it came down again. We're having a lot of issues, with the units. Basically, it's still stemming from the electrical aspect of the building where it surges and gives out the ACs. We did have E-sectors come down this past weekend because as we know that the cells had to be in compliance for the inmates. And so they were able to assist us yesterday because we weren't able to get a contact with Texas Air System. There was a delay on some of our invoices that were being paid, and so it's kind of held them standoffish from coming out of performing services. But we are grateful that the sector themselves were able to send maintenance down to rectify the issue. We are still going to look into, there is a toilet as well that is leaking in there that we're also looking into. They're anticipating an increase of numbers in the station. considering the country's issue that we're facing right now. So we're just really gonna try to prep for that as well. We're gonna try to make sure that we get on the ACs and they're in compliance. We're gonna start focusing on those. Other than that, I will have the report on the next one. If you guys want, I can leave you guys a copy of this one that was turned in the last commissioner's court. Or if you guys just could double check for me on your pamphlets, so I can see if they did do it or if it was something that wasn't done, but they did say that they came and did that. Other than that, the most important things is just the holding units, which is the AC and the plumbing that we're experiencing there, but we are working on it.
Motion to approve the report. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Financial claim docket 3.1, public safety, $12,066.42.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Talamontes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Motion to recess and adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.